up to the last lucky person. Marie, welcome. No work. Fire away, mate.
Kia ora koutou, nā rā mihi mai o ha kia koutou, lucky last for the day. My name's Marie Gray and this is my personal submission. So I live in Wigram with my husband and my 2 boys. And you'll see by my submission that I'm very focused on future generations and taking a long-term view about what we need to do. Now, anyone who's following the science around climate change, biodiversity, can see we're in plenty of trouble when there's headlines such as Antarctica is going to teach us a hard lesson on non-linear change. And we've seen that up north and we are going to see it here sooner or later. And so my view is we need to be focused right now on 1, reducing our emissions, and 2, building resilience for the future. And so that's why I also believe we just actually need to bite the bullet and pay the costs now. People talk about intergenerational equity. What that means to me is we pay the costs now so our kids don't pay it. That's what I think. And I am no rich person at all. I am an ordinary person and I cannot afford the rate rises. But I also say pay it anyway because I want a better future for our kids. So I don't agree with putting up increasing the rating for renewals for a couple of years. That is another case of kicking down the can down the road and making future ratepayers, which are ourselves and our children, pay for it. I am very worried about climate change and we need to urgently lower our emissions, and the biggest lever Christchurch City can pull is transport. It is actually a low-hanging fruit. And when people have other ways of getting around, when they can safely bike somewhere, they have good public transport, they do choose those options. I have been biking a lot, and my kids bike a lot as well. They also catch the bus daily to school. And when you run out of cycleway and you have to go on the road before you can connect to the next bit of cycle, it's actually quite scary. I regularly bike and I follow the one along the motorway, and there's this short section of Annex Road. It's a very, very busy road. There's the trains down there, and it's just like I've got this short section. I get back onto the cycleway and it's like, phew, phew, I'm safe. Because it is such a busy road with heavy traffic, heavy trucks. And so as a cyclist, cycleways give me confidence. They give confidence for my children to bike as well. So I've put a list of cycleways. I support cycleways. They are actually good for everyone, including car drivers. I am a car driver too. And we all notice on a rainy day how busy the traffic is. That's because the cyclists are driving their cars. Yeah. The 3 waters, I've mentioned on that. Again, the way it's been structured is that we're actually spending less on drinking water in relation to this LTP compared to the previous one. We're pushing most of that investment out to later years. Another case of pushing the can down the road. So I support getting the leakage down under 15%, as well as investing in nature-based solutions. We know that our nature can hold up to 40% more water. Wetlands, forests, restoring the forests of the Port Hills. These things are going to build our resilience and save us money in the future, but we need to take a long-term view. I am very opposed to the talking about cutting community funding, particularly the Sustainability Fund and the Environmental and Climate Partnerships Fund. That is incredibly short-sighted. These community groups are running on the smell of an oily rag and doing amazing things. And when you do fund them, like, how are they going to keep going? I do support the retention of the Strengthening Communities and the Biodiversity Fund. You probably get a sense I strongly support investment in biodiversity and nature. It is, not only is it important for nature's sake and for our well-being and our health, it also builds resilience for the future. And lastly, I am just a supporter of community facilities, public libraries, sports and recreation centres, the pools. Actually, what makes Christchurch a great place to live is a sense of community, and participating in these community events and community facilities. And so as a mother of 2 children, I use these services all the time. And I did not use them in the past, and I probably might not use them so much in the future, but I take a long-term view around what is best for our society as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That is absolutely brilliant.
Sorry, I went over time. Thank you for your patience.
Good on you. No, thank you for coming in. Okay, so we will now adjourn until 3 o'clock on Tuesday, next Tuesday. So have a good weekend, everyone.